Hello, everyone, and welcome to the mill. You have Molly and myself here tonight because we have a special, I guess when this airs, Essen Spiel wrap up and big Stonemaier news. So, right now there's a great team over at Essen Spiel. Carell of Rolling Realms fame is over there helping with the booth, and also Dave and Alex are over there just with all the Stonemaier goodness. And we have a really big announcement that dropped, well, for us yesterday, which was Wednesday, news for Stonemaier. So we
Yeah, as you
have,
can see behind us, we have proudly displaying the new universe Stonemaier acquired from the Tokaido Namiji Tokaido Duel, the Funforge. Funforge sold the rights to Stonemaier, right? I don't want to misspeak on how this happened. They approached Stonemaier. Stonemaier didn't target them or anything. And they were looking for someone to pass the torch to. Jamie loved Tokaido and Namiji, I know. So, yeah, they're going to be Stonemaier games now.
yeah. So pretty much, and it's not just acquiring Tokaido. Jamie put us the whole Tokaido world
Mm-hmm.
and everything with it. So Tokaido, as Molly mentioned, Namiji, Tokaido Duo, and Jamie mentioned in the live cast, and he just did a very long blog post today, actually, I believe Thursday, on what kind of he could tell us about the process and what they went through. And it sounds like they're hoping to, because he was also introduced to the designer and the artists, they're really hoping to get another game in this world actually produced. I mean, there's nothing there yet, but he kind of sounded like he was hoping to get another more medium weight Euro, so something maybe a little bit heavier, since Tokaido's, I would say Gateway Plus, wouldn't you, Molly?
I would say straight Gateway, and then Crossroads took it to Gateway Plus for me.
Yeah. And Jamie did mention there's enough of the two expansions out right now that they're not immediately producing more of those, but kind of as they would be needed, they would do that. Someone also brought up on the live cast how there were some promos, and we know Stonemaier is very much doesn't want things to be people unable to get certain items. So he's already thinking about, now that he knows there's promos, if he might add those with an expansion or how he's going to work them. So if you didn't have promos, it sounds like those might come back into play. But what I did was that Jamie had quite a long blog post. So today is Thursday, October 3rd. And so if you go to that blog post, Jamie put down kind of what their process was. And he said, I'm quoting him in the blog post, so instead of changing the gameplay or art, we focus considerable time and effort on the solo mode and updating the rules, cards, and characters in terms of clarity, user friendliness, and accessibility. So we're going to get solo mode, which I'm so excited about. I played it for the first time this week. My youngest son, who's 8, was begging to play it again tonight. And I was just thinking, this is such a chill game. I would love a solo mode. But Jamie also mentioned that, like on the character cards, he's going to have on the back of them the actual words so that, because some of the iconography is, it's kind of hard. You have to actually go look in the rule book. So they're trying to make it a little bit more user friendly. So just to continue quoting him, his bullet points on what their version will have. He says our version will include an Atoma solo mode, expanding the player count to 1 to 5 players. And what's really important is that'll be in the Stonemaier version, and they're going to sell it separately. So people like Molly and I, who already have it, or other people, we could just buy the solo mode cards. And then their version is going to be manufactured by Pandas only, so it's going to be brought up to their standard for component quality, which really just means those panorama cards are going to need to be upgraded to the same, I'm going to quote this, I don't know exactly what it means, 310 GSM card stock that they
Probably
use for
the
older
thickness, or
That's what I'm thinking thickness, maybe material. So that will be like really the Atoma cards, and that are going to be the big difference. He says their version includes a revised rulebook for clarity and accessibility. And as I was just saying, their version is going to include text on some cards and those character tiles, which are, I'll have to admit, I keep having to look at the rulebook to make sure I know what they are. They also said their version includes reference cards for each player that explain the locations. So this is already in production. It is, if you notice, codename Path, It came up recently. Jamie did concur on the live cast that Tokaido is codename Path.
Great code name for it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was like, where is this? What is going on here? And as soon as we heard Tokaido, was like, oh, of course. Makes so much sense.
And then
But
Tokaido Duo and Namiji to come. I'm very excited because you can see from our boxes, Carol and I have different versions of Tokaido. I've had it for a few years. Carol just
and
got the
I
Target
just got mine
version.
on Monday.
Namiji,
So
though, I never got my hands on, and it became difficult to get, and almost kind of hopeless to get. So I'm really excited for when Stonemaier releases that one.
yeah. That's the exciting Stonemaier news. And kind of along the lines of Codename Path, Molly, you want to bring us through the amazing progress chart update that Corel posted for us?
Sure. So you'll have to excuse me. I'm going to read it on my other screen. I haven't memorized it, but the biggest thing on the top for me is the progress chart was updated for Expeditions Expansion 2. I'm super excited about that. I've said it before, but I think Expeditions really lends itself to more stuff expansions, which are my favorite kind. I'm excited to see more characters because to add a new character in Animal Companion, it's just cards. They're not tied to the mechs or miniatures anymore, so we can have so many new characters, new cards. I want to say, everyone, I'm jumping to conclusions on it being a more stuff one. I'm just excited for that.
Yeah, we have no idea. We learned about there being Expeditions expansion along with you when it appeared on the progress chart this month.
And then we have stamp swap with codename Crow, which looks to be an entirely new Stonemaier game appearing on the chart. So if anyone who's new to this, you can infer the code name for Tokaido is Path. They're often a little hint on what the game could be. So
I feel like the two big ones with crow is either a bird or some people, what's the cliche? If you're eating crow, that you do something that, you said you weren't going to, or you go back on something. So those have been the two leading, I feel like, hypotheses with that one.
Yeah, that one's a tricky one because they already got a lot of birds in the Stonemaier universe. So
yeah. So I'm curious. Another one, at least I know nothing about it.
We talked about Codename Path, and then the Wormspan expansion is coming along. Solo is finished, art's being worked on, beautiful watercolor art. I'm really excited to see what Connie adds to Wormspan.
Yeah.
I
know they've been working on that for, gosh, they started working on that, I think, almost as soon as Wormspan, flew to success. So
I liked Wormspan right away, but I played it again the other day at 5-player, and I like it more every time. I'm all in on hatchlings, and that's something not in Wingspan at all. So
I found it ran. Granted, I did play it 5-player with Jamie, Megan, Susanna, and my husband, so we had all played it quite a bit. But we had a 5-player game in an hour and a half at Geekway.
Ours was 2 hours, but we taught it to 3 people, so I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I think that game really does well at that higher player count.
Someone took yellow, though. I had to be purple. It really messed me up.
Oh my gosh.
I know. And then we have Codename Deep chugging along, playtesting wrapped up. And then we have some... no change for Vantage. Although there is some...
Yep.
There is some designer stuff being released on Vantage. You can follow.
Yeah, Jamie's still doing kind of his designer diaries once a month. So if you are interested in his open world game Vantage and you haven't already, he has a Vantage specific newsletter that comes out once a month that you can sign up for on the Vantage page on Stonemeier's page. And this month's was pretty cool. It was about how he was going about character development and kind of those decisions of how much does a person start with and how much do they get to develop their own unique character as they go and explore this island, and kind of went into some of just that process and kind of what he came to. So I know a lot of people that I've seen online have been pretty excited and were really interested in this last newsletter. So if that character aspect makes you curious, definitely go and check out the newsletter. It's going to be on the Vantage section of the Stonemaier website, and you can sign up for more if you're interested. But that's going to be a cool 2025 release.
Yeah, it is. I think it's going to be really cool, and I love character-driven stuff. Very excited for it. Then we have no change for codename Cape, Bone, Lost, Keys, and Wingspan Expansion 4. No change. It is at art and development going on.
Yeah, we did get told. Jamie has mentioned he did actually play a prototype of it at this point. So it's coming along. We know it's slow. We know Elizabeth Hargrave's been very busy. I think her new game Undergrove just started coming back to Kickstarter backers recently. So she's a very busy board game woman at this point. So very excited for that because Wingspan, awesome.
And I can only imagine how each expansion in Wingspan will take longer than the last. She keeps all those ratios and the bonus cards intact. She keeps everything thematic.
Yeah, and she's supposed to have quite the spreadsheet for all of that.
Yes. Very excited for that, though. Wingspan's my most played Stonemaier game at this point because of how accessible it is online.
And if you're ever curious, Travis he usually posts in the Wingspan Facebook group, but I think he does like a monthly Wingspan update in general of everything Wingspan. So if you're on Facebook, definitely go to the Wingspan Facebook group. Sometimes he might post it in Discord as well. I can't remember for sure. But there's a big Wingspan community that keeps as much closer track than we ever could to what's going on in the Wingspan world. So.
And in the note of thanking people, that's the progress chart update. And as you saw me look at my other screen, was following Carell's notes. So he deserves a big thank you for doing half of our research job on the mill by sorting that all up and making it very concise. And you can find that on the Stonemaier Discord in the news section. Pretty much, pretty reliably right after it's updated each month.
And on that note, you said Corel, and obviously we think Rolling Realms. They have said they are going to make a Tokaido Rolling Realms realm and a Tokaido disc golf disc. So it's gained the full Stonemaier treatment in every aspect.
And if anyone doesn't know this, that is the only way to get a Rolling Realms realm now is to be a Stonemaier game. So Tokaido snuck it in there.
Yep.
Although Namiji already has one.
Does it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that is all I have for the week. It's a pretty big week. That was a big Essen Spiel announcement. Oh, the one thing that goes with that, though, is Jamie did say, because I know a lot of people ask this on the live casts, he is Stonemaier, they are only producing the retail version of Tokaido, the deluxe one that was a fancy Kickstarter, a couple years ago. They are not making any more of that. There were a few copies they were selling at their booth at Essen Spiel, which actually prompted this kind of early release conversations, soft releases they were putting it, because they weren't going to announce it quite yet. But they were selling the rest of Funforge's deluxe copies at Essen Spiel. So if you see that deluxe copy, if it's something you really wanted, they are not reprinting that one.
That's a good point. I would guess it's the same with the miniature packs you can buy. If you see them in your friendly local game stores, there's a good chance Stonemaier won't make those. I believe they're deluxe add-ons.
Yep. And they are making sure whatever they make is compatible if you already have one of these versions, because they don't want to make these obsolete at all. They love the art. They love what's going on in the game. You have it, you're good. If you want the solo mode, you can buy the solo upgrade pack when it comes out.
Just to say, for a game night, it's a great intro game before you play Let's Go to Japan.
Yes. Also a great family game, I have learned this week. All right. I think that's all we have for the mill this week. So everyone have a wonderful rest of your weekend and coming up week. Thanks.
Yep. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.